you know he is my friend. Say if I just stay out the grave, he'll see that I don't go through the pen. Mitch Clark is a lawyer, he could last dream. He's the first man to prove that water run upstream. You know I like Mitch Clark. Yes, you know he is my friend.
What's going on, fishy friends? You got a 2-pack tonight. You got both Lady C and Crazy Horse. Actually,
yeah,
I think it's more like a 4-pack.
It's been a while since we've been together on the show.
It has. We got Captain LJ.
Cool.
He's going to be joining
G-Eye
us.
Jigs.
Got Captain LJ from G-Eye Jigs. We got Bill Montgomery
BKD.
from BKD.
Awesome.
We got some big news.
Awesome.
We got some prizes to give away, or a prize to give away.
Cool.
For someone who asked the most engaging question of the evening. We got any housekeeping to do?
You know, I got all this nervous energy. We were playing Bop It earlier, so I'm like still in mode of bop it, twist it, turn it. So I'm going to come down a little bit. Yes, we actually do have something I'd like to share on a more serious note before we get into our program. A really good friend of ours, Kaz Kenny, for people who normally watch our show that live locally, they know him from Blackwater's Edge. He had some issues with his mother today. We don't know the details, not sharing anything personal. We just ask that you keep him and his family and his mother in prayer.
Kaz is a great guy.
Yeah.
Probably the world's best son. So
Yes.
yeah.
Always taking care of his mother. You know,
I've never met his mother, but I'm sure she's a wonderful person for raising a I can't call him a young man. He's more of a seasoned veteran at this point.
Just a loving man. I hope my son takes care of me that way. I really love watching Kaz's posts about his mother and how much he loves her and makes so much time for her. And it's just a beautiful thing. So I really hope, Kaz, that everything will be okay. And our hearts, our prayers, everything goes out to you and your family.
What's going on, David? D-Train, how are you, sir? Thank you for joining us tonight. We can't dismiss the 800-pound gorilla in the room. I mean, as Captain Marwin Massa from our Captain Massa, our fisher and port guy down in Georgia would say, big time. That's his quote. So, man, check out this background. It's looking pretty fresh.
Yes, it's sharp. It's a little spicy.
Yeah.
I like it. It's
kind of a hint. It's kind of some foreshadowing.
Uh-oh.
Maybe.
You're revealing too much now.
I don't know. You want to talk some fishing?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Who we got? Who's first?
Let's bring some folks in. You want to bring them both in at once? Is it all going to be too much? Let's just. All right. Here's LJ. Let's see. LJ, can you hear us?
I do. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Let's roll the dice. Let's go ahead and throw Bill in here too.
Oh, here we go.
Bill,
Bill.
Can you hear us?
Oh, I got to scoot over a little bit here.
Can you hear us, Bill?
Oh.
He can hear us.
Sort of. Yeah.
Well, we are honored to have like a full house of
my goodness
Chesapeake veterans. Chesapeake, I'm going to make them blush, but we'll say Chesapeake royalty.
True.
Thanks, bro. Hey, I just fish. That's all I like to do.
Hey, but you know what? We're gonna call this kind of a celebration of Chesapeake tackle tonight, because we have with us Bill Montgomery and Captain LJ, two of our sponsors, but also two of the makers of on this channel our favorite tackle.
Yeah.
And I would argue probably two of the makers of the most popular tackle made here in for the Chesapeake Bay. Actually, I don't think that's much of an argument, to be honest.
Local yokels, bro.
And we are all about supporting the local tackle people. But Captain LJ, how are you tonight, sir?
I'm doing great. Been fishing for 2 days solid. No, 3 days solid. Where's my camera? 3 days solid.
Yeah, we got three of us on here, so it kind of divided us up pretty small. So we don't have much You know, we don't have much space for demonstrative gestures. So.
Oh man, if you're not out there right now, you're missing out. The bite is like going on. Like we're just starting to pick up. I know the cobia are coming up, the bulls are coming up. We have some trout in right now. The white perch. Oh, for Pete's sake! Like I'm not talking like today. Like we shouldn't even went for rockfish. We're trying to catch rockfish with those paddle tails, and like, dude, like monster, like 12, 13-inch white perch. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. It's awesome. Oh, there you are. Can you hear me, bro?
Hello?
Right here.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. We had a
Oh,
call
sorry,
coming
man.
in, and like I would have hoped that our technology here would have blocked a call during.
Oh, well, it was your brother. I mean, this is how important this show is, and our guest. You declined a call from your brother.
I did.
Oh.
I did decline a call from my brother.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It happens.
Bill, how are you, sir? We can't hear you.
Fiddle-dee-dee.
Can't hear you, Bill.
Dad, do you have an iPhone charger?
Yeah.
Can I use it? Because I'm draining battery real quick here.
Bill, maybe switch back to what you were using before.
Where's your chargers?
Captain LJ, let's talk about the fishing a little bit.
Yes.
Right on. Yeah.
To me, this is like one of the most exciting times of year. I always find like June to be kind of a weird month. It's a little bit of a tweener month.
Yeah.
You know, the spring bite's always really hot.
Yeah. Right.
And then we get, mackerel, cobia,
Yeah.
redfish. That whole thing starts to pick up now, but June's a little weird.
Yeah.
Well, I got to say that so far, like our pelagic species are a little bit behind. So our black sea bass we caught bluefish today. We caught sea trout today and yesterday, but it's really starting to pick up. And I saw the weather conditions. And so what's happening is that the weather is warming up. Surface temperatures around 75 degrees right now. And we're going to start getting in those rain minnows and those breakers. And we're going to get the bluefish. We're going to get the Spanish mackerel. And the flounder are going to pull in. And they're just on their way. Just, you know what? You know what I tell everybody? Don't read the report. Be the report.
Right on.
Get
on that.
I like
Get on that.
T-shirt.
Yeah,
good stuff.
Look, those bulls ain't far behind. Neither are those cobia. I've heard some great reports of cobia, not very far from us right now. They're moving up, and those cobia are coming, and so are those bulls. And if I see bluefish out there right now, believe me, those bulls are right behind me because those bull reds love to chomp those bluefish.
Yeah,
especially them small ones. Like that's like candy to them.
Yeah, you know what? I love that, be the report thing because I've been struggling recently, LJ. I'll tell you this, and Bill, you can hear us. Can't chime in quite yet. Bill, by the way, you can also use your phone. Sometimes the phone is the easiest way to go. But, I've been struggling with something that Anastasia and I call the hassle factor, right? So it's like if you've got to, put power poles on the boat, if you've got to tie tackle, if you've got to put rigs together, if you've got to do all this stuff, and then you're looking at at Windfinder or whatever, and you're like, wow, tonight's a great night, but you think to yourself, it's going to take me 2 hours to get ready. I'm a firm believer that you're not going to get on the water nearly as much if you put yourself in that situation. You need to be ready to go.
Yeah. Well, I leave all my, like, I have a shelf right next to my door that I walk out of my basement from, and then, like, I just grab it, throw it in the boat, and back out the driveway. So I'll make it simple.
Wow. I'm okay with a little hassle factor. I mean, tuna fishing.
Yeah. She went.
Talk about hassle factor.
Yeah.
Travel alone, getting up at even before the butt crack of dawn.
This is a family
Jumping
show. This is a
big
family show.
waves.
We're not-
Yeah, I kept it clean.
Hey,
Jumping
you
crazy waves, and yeah, it's
you bring
worth
up a
it.
really good point. And
Yeah.
Lady C, you got to get up early right now.
Yeah.
Like at lunch, go eat lunch.
Yeah.
But you need to be on the water like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
just be there and popping corks, top water, and jerk baits and paddle tails. Like
Where's that?
those are the, like, now look, I want to catch a sea trout. I just want a sea trout, and they're really hard to catch up here, but that's what I'm targeting. But you could put that BKD on and you could go out there and catch all those rockfish that you want and stuff like that, but be there early. And I gotta say, for the rockfish right now, it's a lunchtime bite, like 10
Really?
o'clock. So if you don't want to get up early, don't sweat it and run out there, 10 o'clock, noon to 2, all you want, and you're going to catch all the rockfish that you want. But just go shallow. Stay in less than 12 feet of water.
Well,
That is the key.
I know you don't like to go far. You're always like, I caught the
Nope.
fish right out front.
Yep.
But if you're just
I
willing
stay
to
right
go
out
like
front.
southeast over to Lower Chop Tank, there's sea trout in there.
Tuesday, I ran 5 miles. That's it. I'm like, I call it inner city fishing.
Right
Like,
on.
just fish your water. Like, seriously. I guess I could have ran a kayak. You know what I mean?
We're gonna try Bill again. Let's see if we got
Okay.
this one. Hey, Bill.
Oh.
Bill.
He's trying.
I see his ceiling.
Bill, that is one heck of a ceiling.
Yeah.
Oh,
It just may not be meant to be tonight.
wait,
Oh,
There
I can't hear you.
There he is.
I can hear you too.
I don't think he can hear us.
Wait.
Can you hear us?
Bill, can you hear us?
Aw.
Are you on your phone? Maybe turn up the volume on your phone.
Maybe we need to switch to subtitles so he can
I don't think we can. You're joking.
close captioning. Yeah.
Um.
Hey, so guys, do we have a big announcement to make or something?
Oh man, we're going to.
Oh.
But wait,
Okay.
you gotta. I want to hear about the shirt you got on. What's that?
Oh man, I love. This is one of my fishing buddies. He just started up a business this year, and it's Todd Riggs, and we fished together for like 3 years or so. We caught some nice fish, and he started his own clothing line, and he designs all this stuff, and like it's tailor fitted. Like if you go buy a suit, it feels like one of those jackets, and it really protects you from the sun and everything. I just love their stuff. But I just love it. So I had to get some of that stuff. So it's hogfin.
Well,
Okay.
so here's the deal. Yes, we have an announcement to make, and I love that shirt. I love the simplicity of it.
Mhm.
Yes, we have an announcement to make. But before that, we're going to discuss.
Okay.
You got something new that's sort of new this year.
Yes.
It's your rain minnow in a new size, right?
Well, we do have the 1.5 ounce rain minnow, and I think I got some boxes of them over here in front of me that are the 1.5 ounce nickel and gold plated rain minnows. So
Cool.
we do have those coming in, and I've been tinkering with a 3 ounce rain minnow, but I just haven't gotten the design right yet. I keep getting these. I know it works, and I'm still tweaking it. Like I have prototypes at my house, but they're not ready for production. They're not ready for molds. They're not
So
ready.
here's what I'm thinking for the evening. So usually we have a pretty tight agenda.
Mhm.
Tonight's a little looser because the main thing is around this announcement. But I want to talk about rain minnows and how to use them with this
Okay.
season. With the season coming up, we got mackerel coming in. That rain minnow is about to be the bomb.com in terms of what you want to have
I'm telling you. Yeah.
on your leader.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to talk rain minnow. We're going to talk technique, weight, when, where, how. And the best question, as Lady C just typed into our chat, is going to win one of the prize that we are announcing tonight.
Prizes.
Whoa.
Prizes.
Right on.
Okay,
Right
so
on. I love it.
so the best question of the night for you, sir, unless somebody wants to ask, maybe they'll ask Lady C something. I don't ever catch any fish, so nobody's going to ask me anything. But yeah, question of the night, which
Yes.
I guess we'll sort of decide together. We'll win. We'll win
Something awesome.
a surprise reward. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk that rain minnow.
Yeah.
First of all, let's start from like ground zero. If you've never heard of LJ's G-Eye Jig rain minnow, give him the elevator speech, LJ.
Oh my gosh. Like when I started out as a guide, I had plaster of Paris molds. I made my own stuff, poured hot lead into plaster of Paris molds, made my own stuff. And then I got like Cast Industries. Everybody knows them. They're like in the United States, they're one of the leading manufacturers of jigs, Strike King, Bouillabaisse, you name it. They make everybody's stuff, even Z-Man. And we put that design together and they just smoke. And now we do have the new half ounce out right now. It's been out for a while. If you run over to Anglers, you're going to go grab all that you want. I make, every shop that orders from us, we keep them as well stocked as we possibly can. And so the technique, all right, there's a couple of ways that you can do this. It depends what you're trying to catch. If you're trying to catch the bluefish, the mackerel, and the rockfish, cast it out there. You'll see the breakers and burn it in, and then pause it. Go twitch, 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 then burn it. Twitch, burn it. Twitch, twitch, burn it. And I like to use a moderate fast rod, 7 feet long. I like 10 to 15 pound braid with 20-pound fluoro. And the reason I like the 20-pound is sometimes those mackerel, they're so skittish on that line, they see it. And you have to downgrade from like 30 or 40-pound test and get it down to 20. But they bite the end of the bait, and it's got a single hook, and you can give it to your son or daughter, your wife. You can let anyone in your boat, you can fish it, and then bring in your fish, and it's not going to go whack you in the arm and the back of the neck or, things like that, because it's a single hook. And those fish, when they hit that hook, they stay pinned up. They don't come off, which is really cool.
So when you say burn it, Captain LJ, you mean like 75% as fast as you can reel it, right?
Yeah. Now, if you're using a 4000 series reel, you can actually back off a little bit if you're not getting a strike.
I thought it was impossible to go too fast.
So some days you can go too fast. I swear, with the 4000 series. So that's why I prefer the 4000 over the 3000, is because I can slow it down just a little bit. A 3000 series, I find I have to crank that handle more, and so I can take it easier with the 4000 series reel. It's a retrieve rate,
Maybe that's why. I mean, I've caught mackerel. I've caught some mackerel. I've never caught as many as people around me, and it's because I've always thought that if you're on a charter boat fishing for mackerel, the captain's going to say more than anything, you're not reeling fast enough.
Well, don't forget the pause.
Yeah. Oh, I do that. I do the pause.
Pause it, and then go twitch, twitch, and then burn it.
Yeah.
Give it a couple of, like, mix up that retrieve, and you're going to get them. Same thing with bluefish. Man, and then the nice thing about that rain minnow is also if you tip it with a tiny piece of squid and you go out there looking for some flounder and some black sea bass, you use your jigging stick, the same stick that you jig up rockfish in the spring or anytime, and then tip it and then twitch it off the bottom, just like you're bottom fishing. No heavy action on that. Just like find the bottom and then bounce it along and they'll come and grab you.
That's true.
Awesome.
Yes, that's how I caught my first mackerel. It was in. We were fishing for striped bass, and we were in the midst of a whole bunch of them, and I kind of let it sit for a little bit. Twitch, sit, slow. And then I'm like, oh, I think I'm stuck on something. It felt like dead weight. Well, it really was. Unfortunately, it wasn't a big fight, but it was I think we saved it.
That's strange. Yeah. I remember
Pulled
that.
it in.
I don't remember
oh my gosh.
I don't remember you telling me it felt like dead weight.
Yeah, it felt
Usually
like dead weight.
that's the last thing a mackerel will feel like, because they are fast.
Yeah, I must have a disabled one then.
They are fast. They're such hard fighters. Like when you hook that mackerel, you know it's a mackerel because your drag just goes.
Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
Get that.
Like, okay, that's a mac.
And we got some huge ones last year.
We did, and I think we're gonna get some more this year. But I got to tell everybody, like, look, don't have that heavy drag on your line, on your reel. Let that drag be a little bit loose. Don't worry about him ripping off 50 feet off of your reel when he hits it. Let him run. They have soft mouths, and just fight that fish back into the boat. Don't beat that like, oh yeah, I got 25 pounds of drag and I'm going to crank that thing in. No, it doesn't work that way. You're going to rip his lip. He's going to swim off and probably die. So fight your fish when you get one. You'll know what it is when he takes off, because mackerel, they're great fighters.
Oh, wow. I always feel so enthused after LJ drives. I feel like I was there. I want to go out now.
Let's go, girl. Let's go.
Can't wait. We've never fished with you, LJ.
Oh, no.
Do we have like...
I know he was talking about his phone losing some power and he was trying to connect to a charger. Man.
We are just okay, well, Bill's here. Let's try this.
All right.
Let's see. Bill.
No.
Now we can't hear you.
You can hear me, but I can't hear you. Barely.
Fiddle-dee-dee.
Barely. Well, I'll speak up.
Full screen.
How have you been, Bill?
Say, how was fishing?
How have you been?
How have you been?
How are you?
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Fiddle-dee-dee.
Here, I'll type the questions in the chat. He's not going to see it.
No. Yeah.
I don't.
Can you hear me now?
No. I can tell he can't hear you.
I can hear you, but barely. But try again.
Okay.
How have you been, Bill?
I've been great. I've been great.
Yay.
We've been so busy. It's been unreal.
That's good to hear. Tell us, for those of people that might not be in Maryland, tell us about BKD.
Well, BKD was founded by a captain on the bay back in 2001, and it's a pretty simple bait, just a soft plastic. One of the benefits of it is it produces, number one, but the other part is it's not soft and gummy, but it's very, very durable. Bluefish will bite it in half. There's no doubt about that. But as far as strength and catching a lot of fish on one bait, we'll put it up there against anybody, including Z-Man, as far as catching fish and not coming apart. So anyway, back in 2014, we heard that the owners wanted to retire and they were going to sell the business. And it actually was probably 2012 now that I think about it. And anyway, it took us 2 years to come to a deal, and my wife and I ended up buying it. And, right away we started trying to make it look more professional with printed bags. They were pretty much a bulk sales company. putting it in Ziploc bags and what have you. And we tried to take it to the next level. We improved our jig heads. Well, first we improved the production of them, and then keeping the eyes on them and stuff. So we've made a lot of improvements, and we come up with a couple more colors. It really doesn't benefit someone in our market the size that we are to have too many colors, because you'll just end up selling what somebody wants, not necessarily all of the colors. So we'd like to be at 10. We're at 12 right now. And one of those colors, we started about 2 years ago because of some guys out of Jersey. They wanted us to make a glow. And we finally did it, and it took a while for anybody to really start using it. But that's really why we've been so busy the last 6 weeks. We had a record month in June on the internet for our internet business. I mean, that's the best in 8 years we've been the company. And this glow has really taken off. Guys in the Bay that have used it, they love it. They don't tell their friends about it. And they're doing great with it, but there's not enough people fishing it. And so anyway, it's out there now. I mean, we were getting 50 some orders a week, and it's really in all over the country too. That was pretty cool. So some of these are being sold to guys that are using it in freshwater. We've already had some repeat business, so I guess guys bought them and tried them and came back and bought some more as well as other colors. So we're pretty excited that we think we picked up some new customers in the last 6 weeks.
That's great. That's great to hear. In terms of both BKDs and G-Eye Jigs, one thing that we've noticed over the last several years is that striped bass fishery, which the G-Eye Jig and a BKD is a great striped bass bait. That fishery goes clear down to North Carolina all the way up to LJ. You've done some of that fishing recently. How far north have you caught a striped bass?
Last month, New Jersey. I went up there, got 4 charter fishing trips up there in New Jersey. What a fishery they have up there. It's phenomenal. I love it. It reminds me of the Chesapeake Bay, when it used to be normal, but I think we're kind of not having that same fishery right now. But up there in New Jersey, oh my gosh. I can't tell you how many fish we caught over 40 inches. We got, I think our biggest one was 48 and a half. And we got, so we're using a Gray's tagging system on one of my charter trips. And so we're tagging the fish and we're naming them. And then we let them know where we caught them and all that stuff. We send it into the Gray's system. And it's they track fish from New England all the way down to Florida. It's a fantastic program. So I'm hoping to get on. I'm hoping to tag some fish myself with that program.
That's
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
We have 2 tackle stores up in Canada that buys our product, and they actually they're usually ahead of this time. They just recently sent me pictures of 40 and 50 inch fish. They're behind this year because they've had high waters. They catch them in some rivers up there that go into the ocean, and
St. John's.
Like I said, usually they're way ahead at this time, but I just started getting pictures from them, and it's nice to see those guys with big fish this time of year. The thing that they have a small window for the fishery as far as big fish, and it's usually about 4 to 6 weeks, but they're pretty happy now because the weather's nicer. They usually don't. I mean, usually the problem in the beginning of the year is they're frozen still, so they got to wait till the ice gets off the river, and usually the fish show up right after that. But this year, because of high water, it's been late. So that's pretty cool that they're getting into some big fish. They're probably not used to doing that in June, almost July.
Yeah. I remember actually the first time I ever saw a striped bass, I was growing up in Georgia, and they still have them in those Georgia freshwater lakes.
Yeah.
Lake Hartwell, is one of them. Several of those lakes down there have really big striped bass. So I mean, it's crazy that the striped bass is struggling as much as it is, because it's a really resilient fish. It's just that we're the fishing pressure is just out of this world in this region.
Yeah, they cannot match humans. So that's one.
But we have a question coming in from our buddy David Hall. It's for you. Apparently, your name is now LG. But,
LG.
Your TV brand. I think you meant to say LJ.
Yes, I like LG.
I'll take it.
Well, you're the LG. LJ, what satisfaction do you get when you teach someone how to catch fish?
Oh
man, that's everything. Like, I don't want to be the guy in the boat that catches the fish. I want to be the guy in the boat that takes someone out there that actually catches their personal best and catches the most, all of it. Like that is my payback for sure. When I take people out there, they catch fish, and it's fun that way.
Yeah. Were you able to put anybody on some good white perch the other day?
Oh, dude. So I'll say this: we caught. All right. So my accountant, she called me up and she said, "Yeah, she's gonna have a heart surgery," and she goes, "I want to go catch some white perch." She loves white perch. I took her out there with some friends of hers from Las Vegas, Nevada, and they caught 61 white perch. Nice ones. They weren't small. Like those 61. Were good white perch. Whew. And today, holy smokes, we shouldn't even been trying to catch trout and rockfish, because we caught like 11, 12, 13-inch white perch today. And I'm going to say like 15. Easily.
Wait, what? 15 what?
15 of them. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said 15-inch. I'm like, I think you're talking about a record.
No, I've caught a 15-inch white perch before.
I think citation is 13 inches here, right?
Yeah, we caught citation white perch today. It was phenomenal, and they're all on that shoreline. Find that shoreline. Find your rock. Riprap on the shoreline. Find your trees in the water, stuff like that, and just coast along, and you'll get them. Like, oh my gosh, it was. Tuesday was a great day for white perch. Today was the best day. We didn't catch as many, but they were really big. Like, unreal. Nuts. Wow.
So
didn't expect it. It's slack tide. Hey man, can I tell you this?
Yeah.
Slack tide. It was nuts. Like slack tide. So slack tide on those same spots that you normally catch your white perch and your rockfish and your sea trout, slack tide, we caught our big white perch. I can't explain it.
That's weird. I've noticed, I mean, all fish seem to want to see the water moving, but perch seem to really like shut off when the tide goes slack. That's really
not
surprising.
Today. And I got a hunch that there was enough of the other species in there. Like they just like sat on their bellies on the bottom, and the white perch came out and ate. I'm like, what? Huh. What's going on here? Because we went in there on a really good moving tide, and we left because we kind of thought today that the tide was running too hard, and so we left. And we said, we'll come back here later. And when the tide slows down a bit, and we did, and then when we came back in there, we're knocking big white perch. Like, I wish I was fishing that white perch open with anglers. Like, man, we got a nice stringer here.
That's sweet.
Yeah. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, we definitely have to do some white perch fishing soon.
Yes.
Got a question from Paul Sabong.
Good question.
Paul says, Captain LJ, what is it about your rain minnows that makes them better at catching fish than other metals like sting silvers and Clark spoons?
Oh man, it's well, everything's about presentation, and the presentation of the bait is number one. The other thing that the other tackle companies can't reproduce from us is the way that we produce our baits. They're all made individually, one by one, one by one. And guys, I can only make like 12 an hour. So, okay, there you go. There's your paradigm. I can make 12 an hour. And
We just figured out what your hourly rate is, by the way.
it ain't that good, bro.
It's not that
But
good.
it's fine. You know what? I just love making baits. So, and I love fishing. And I just, so like Bill, like you and I both have our baits made at the same company. Our lead's poured in the same company, right? And Jim can't paint them the way that I want them painted. And it's not his fault, but it's so time consuming. And I don't blame him for not doing it.
Right.
And it's okay. I'm out there fishing. I know what works. So I don't paint stuff that I think's a waste of time. I just
So we're actually going to get to the announcement because we were only supposed to go about 30 minutes, but time just flies.
It does.
Before we do that, this show usually gets viewed a lot more after we're done. And, we're now in markets all the way down to Florida. So for people not right around Maryland, we'll start with you first, Bill. For people not right around Maryland, we do have one more question from David, but from people not around Maryland, Bill, now the questions are pouring in, of course, guys.
Yes.
How does one get a hold of BKDs? They're in every tackle shop on the Chesapeake, but how does someone get a BKD if you're not in this market?
Well, we have a website, bkdlures.com. And then we also have some tackle stores that are selling on Amazon too. So you can get product both places. You place your order online, and we typically like to ship it the same day or the next day. But obviously, when you're getting a ton of orders, we have a little note on there that it could be a couple days till we actually ship it. We typically ship UPS if well, I shouldn't say that. UPS in our market will get it to someone overnight, whereas U.S. mail is 2 days. But U.S. mail can ship it in 2 days in places that sometimes UPS will be 3 days. So we kind of try to ship it the fastest way possible, and it's usually either mail or UPS.
Cool. And LJ, what about you?
Same thing. Just order online, and I'll get your stuff out the next morning. Unless I'm out fishing, that could be a problem, and I'll get it out in the afternoon or the next day.
Yeah, I've ordered from both of you guys, and the shipping really is fast. I mean, it's funny. I tell LJ this all the time. I lived like 4 miles away from him for the first 6 years that I lived here, and I never knew it, and I was paying for shipping when I could have just
So funny, man. You're down the road, bro.
And a story for you, Bill. I just sold my center console, and it is true. The best 2 days of owning a boat are the day you buy it and the day you sell it, if you have another boat.
Correct.
Right. Like not having a boat's not cool. I don't know why anyone would put that.
No.
But I sold my center console, Bill, and the last thing that I did before I let the guy drive away from it, I was like, there's a tackle box under the console that got stuck. I couldn't get it out. But it was full of like 300 chartreuse glitter, and white BKDs of several different sizes. And I was like, guys, you can have the gas in the boat. You can have fish finder. You can have all of it. But I'm taking these BKDs. So I think they were kind of bummed. They just saw that tackle. They were wishing I forgot. But
is there an update, Grant?
We have one more question that looks really good.
One more question, and then we're gonna roll out. It says, "Hey LJ, in the winter, you gave a tip of using Procure on our metals. Would you suggest the same for the rain minnows? If so, what scent?"
I definitely put Procure on all my stuff. Like even today, all my paddle tails, everything, my top water, my jerk baits, everything had Procure on it. And my favorite scent this time of year is cheddar crab.
That makes sense, right?
It's phenomenal. Like the crabs, the pea crabs and things that I saw coming off the shoreline and stuff, swimming underneath the boat. I'm like, okay, well, this makes like it's. I just have always fished that this time of year. So
Yeah.
if
Did you guys know? And I know this is a family show, but did you guys know that Procure makes one called
Oh my gosh.
butt juice? They do. It's real. It's a real thing.
Yes.
Butt juice.
They also have a Predator, which is good too. I've got that one also.
I'm sure it's better than butt juice.
I bet it is.
All right. So I don't know. How do you want to choose the question of the night? Do you want to let them draw straws to see who picks it? Do you want to pick it?
Well, since we've had LJ on the show before and he's chosen a question, I think we need to give it to Bill.
Bill, were you able to hear the questions well enough to choose the question of the night?
Yep.
All right. Let's have it,
Actually,
Bill. What do you think? What do you think was the question of the night?
I actually like the last one.
Yes, too.
The pesca.
That's what I was going to say.
We it's really common to use scent on plastics, and you don't always hear about it on other baits. So that was a great question, and also fits right in. And there's LJ fishing that way today.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%.
The BKD has that really sweet pocket. I mean, you can load that thing up with scent.
And it also stays in the grooves even when it's cold out. Stuff,
That's the great thing about your bait, Bill. You got those notches in it, and that Procure stays on there. And you don't I see my buddies they just slather that thing all.
You don't have to do that. No. Just like in the belly of that bait that you got there, bro. Just put a little, the size of a pea. Just put it in there, squirt a little in there, and you don't do it every cast. But when you reset your drift, put a little pea in there again, the size of a pea, and then put it in your hook
eyelet. I was about to say, you had to clarify that because we already talked about butt juice. So we're not talking about pea. Don't pee in it.
The size of a pea.
But both of you guys' baits are great for Procure. Phil, you're Phil Green, right? Am I right on this? I always screw up.
What's that?
Names. No, I'm talking about the guy who won the winner.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. Speaking of which, let's go reveal some stuff. The prize of the night. I'm coming. Well, she's already got the camera on her. I'm coming to you, Anastasia.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop this one out so people can see it a little bit.
Yes, that'd be awesome.
Oh no!
Oh, we're seeing the house. We can't reveal
Drum
the
roll,
house.
please.
This way.
Yeah, I don't know why. Oh my goodness, it's dark.
Is that better?
No, I'm upside down.
Yeah, quit spinning, sister.
This is where practice comes in, right?
Actually, guys, I'm going to drop you guys out for just a second, okay?
Come on the set. Let's just do that. I think the best lighting is there. What do you think?
Oh, this is good.
You can't see me there. Now it's no. No.
Just hold the camera.
Okay. So here, let's see if we can do this. I'm actually going to walk over the set. Can we do this on the set?
Yeah.
This is not. We're having so many technical difficulties here. Okay. So it's hard to see where we were, so I apologize for all the movement, but I'm super excited because we finally have our own shirt.
Yeah, well, it's a collaboration.
Yeah, it's a
but
collaboration.
So we got it's called our Rockfish shirt. Show them the sleeves.
Oh yeah, love this. So G-Eye Jigs. Thank you, LJ.
And then we got the BKDs.
BKD.
And then look what the Rockfish is eating. It's, well, Got to keep
I
it
like that.
keep it PG. It's a BKD
Yeah.
on a G-Eye jig.
Mhm.
And guys, I don't know if you can see, but this fish just
Look at that.
pops off the page, and then
Yeah.
turn around and show them the back.
Yeah, this is my favorite part.
Got Rock the Bay. So Phil, you are the winner of that shirt, and we're going to bring some people back.
A more masculine version of the shirt. Yes.
More masculine.
So what I love about this shirt for women, and we didn't get to show it, but we have some great photos we'll put out. I love that it fits like a woman's shirt should.
Yeah.
Right? It's flattering. It's comfortable. I've worn this. Oh, let me sit down here. We're all kinds of free flowing here. So I went tuna fishing in really deep water off of Ocean City. I wore this. It was extremely hot, extremely cold, extremely hot, crazy waves, all kinds of craziness going on, pulling in a big tuna in this. And I felt comfortable the whole time.
Yeah.
And saved me a sunburn.
It's
I love it.
SPF 35.
Yeah.
It'll keep you comfortable.
And I look good.
Yeah, you kind of look like a pro out there. I'll
Yeah.
say from when I'll have mine on next time. But when I wore it, I didn't have to suck in my gut quite as much as I normally do.
That's good.
It was only like a partial gut suck in.
Yes.
But I think it's I would say it an extra large fits like maybe a normal extra large, maybe a little bit tight for an extra large, but I think it's both flattering to both men and women.
Yeah,
and thank you, Bill and LJ, for you guys' collaboration on this.
I love that shirt, man. Yeah, and the fitting is just exactly like you said. Like I wear a large, so I got a 44 chest, and like it fits like a glove, and it's so comfortable. And you're gonna like that on the water, no doubt about it, for sure.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to pull in your gut because you don't have a gut. So
I do have a gut. What are you talking about?
You're the guy that gets to be in his 50s and drink Miller Lite all the time and never get a gut. I think we lost Bill, but guys, are you putting in the website? Yeah, Anastasia's going to put the website for ordering the shirt.
Right.
It's just thefishingchannel.net. LJ, you'll have them available.
Hey, so you're selling those on the fishing channel? Do you got a website there?
Yeah, so it's thefishingchannel.net, and we've kept our website like as meat and potatoes as possible. The only point of the website is to be a landing spot for the shirts. We're not doing anything because we're on YouTube and Facebook and all that already.
Right. It'll take me a long time to get them on my website because I'm gonna have like 500 of my family members tell me they want one of those shirts, and so I gotta like feed all those out. So if you want to get one of those shirts, make sure you go up to Lady C's and Grant's website, tfc.net, and grab one of those guys.
That's right. It's thefishingchannel.net, and they will be ready to order right now. And eventually, you'll be able to order them through both BKD and G-Eye Jigs.
I really like that shirt. Grant, you guys did a great job with that shirt. It's phenomenal. I really like it. I know I'm wearing a hog fin, but that shirt is a great shirt. I love it.
Yeah, I do too.
That's awesome.
By the way, I already gave away. Like you remember that prototype I got? I gave it away already. What can I do? What can I do? Like, hey, you can have it.
You have a lot of family around here, don't you?
I do. I really do. Yeah, for sure. And the nice thing about this is, like, you're a local company.
Yes.
I'm a local company. BKD is a local yokel too.
Yeah.
And it's just a family. It's just all local business. So,
yeah, and that's really what we all talked about when we put this shirt together. I don't want to take the words out of your mouth, but this is going to be a celebration of of the family that is Chesapeake Bay.
Right. And we all support each other. Like, for sure. We all support each other.
Yep. It's certainly a great group of people. Phil's asking, is a speckled trout shirt next?
Could be.
We talked about it. We talked about
Oh
it.
my gosh, you gave it away.
We talked about that and Spanish mackerel. So yeah,
It's
we
been
talked about it.
discussed. Hey, Phil, how about this? Wear your shirt everywhere and tell people to buy one. There's $35.
Absolutely. There
It's
you go.
easy to remember. 35 bucks, 35 SPF. Unless you get the really big sizes, and then there's a little bit of a extra charge for just that extra
Yeah, it's
fabric.
just $1 or $2.
They charge more for them. What can you say?
Yeah.
Nothing you can do about it.
Because if you're putting that out there, yeah, we're gonna hit all the fish. That's our plan. We're
That's
gonna
the
do
plan.
amazing things
Yeah.
with all the great fish that LJ talked about, that we talk about all the time on the show. And we're gonna
Hey, this bike's
showcase.
gonna get better.
Yeah, we're gonna showcase all the beautiful fishery around us here in the Chesapeake Bay.
Yeah.
And some of the ideas that Grant's come up with, just already got goosey, so it's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm. Basically, everything you heard us talk about tonight. If people buy these shirts, you'll be able to get a shirt made in that kind of fish. So
Yep.
they'll all be kind of a mural style, and
Really nice shirt.
right now the way to get it is through us, eventually through LJ, through G-Eye Jigs, and potentially at some point through tackle shops. But LJ, you're the man. You're so much fun, and your energy is so awesome to have on the show.
Yeah.
I have so much fun with you guys. I really do. I enjoy it so much.
Thanks for staying on.
We're hanging out here, man. I love it.
Well,
thank you, Bill. If you can hear us, we
Yeah.
appreciate you.
we will be back on next week. So our fishing reports are for the first 4 Thursdays of the month. We've got a couple additional reports that we've added. As you guys know, we have the Chesapeake Bay all the way down to Southwest Florida, but we've just recently added an Upper Chesapeake Bay report with Tom Weaver. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Fish Weaver.
And also Anthony Pino, who's actually in the Hook Optics family. He runs the boat Blood Money out of Ocean City, and that's going to be our first offshore monthly fishing report.
Mm-hmm.
So all that's happening in the next couple of weeks, and it should be a lot of fun.
Yes.
For sure.
Thanks so much for watching, everybody. And
Thanks,
we
everybody.
will see you next week. LJ, you're the man. Thanks so much for coming on, buddy. And everyone who tuned in, we're really grateful for you guys as well.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.